students, welcome to our science class. We are on the chapter circulatory system. In the last class we started this chapter and discussed about the topic blood. Now we are continuing this topic and today we are going to study the topic functions of blood. Functions of blood. Now the question is, what is the function of blood? What is this function means? Function means what is this blood doing in our human body? That is the question. So we are going to study what are the functions of blood. The first point is, blood is collecting the oxygen from our lungs to other parts of the body. That means blood collect oxygen from lungs to other parts of body. So this is the first function of the blood, that is blood is collecting oxygen from our lungs. Where is this oxygen coming from? That means we are just taking in the air from the atmosphere through our nose. Then that air is reaching our lungs, and from there our blood is collecting the oxygen from our lungs, and then it will go to the all parts of our body. That is the first function of the blood. Now we are going to discuss the second function. The next point is that this blood is collecting the carbon dioxide from the other parts of body to the lungs. That means the blood collects carbon dioxide from other parts of body to the lungs. So this is the second function, that we are saying that what is the function of blood. So we are just taking in the air from the atmosphere, then that is moving through our nose and reaching our lungs. That is the air. So from this blood is collecting the oxygen from our lungs and then traveling to all other parts. That is the first function. And the second function is that after the functioning, all the organs are producing certain amount of carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is actually harmful to our body. So we need to eliminate this carbon dioxide from our body to outside. So for that we are just taking this carbon dioxide from other parts of the body through our blood, and it will reach our lungs and through it will go out. So this is the second function of blood. I think it's clear for you. Now we are moving to the third function. The third function is that blood will collect digested food from small intestine to all other organs or all other parts of the body. So for the better functioning of all other organs, we need digested food, or we can simply say that we need energy. So for that we have to transfer all this food to all parts of our body. Actually it is just absorbing from the small intestine, and the function is doing by blood. That means the blood is collecting the digested food from the small intestine to other parts of our body. So that is the third function of blood. The next one is that blood will collect urea. Blood will collect urea from liver to kidney. This urea is produced in our body And the function of the blood is to collect this urea from liver to kidney. Why we are transferring this urea to kidney? To eliminate it from our body in the form of urine. In the form of urine. So this is also done by blood. So blood is collecting urea from liver, and it is also a type of waste in our body, and that is just transferring to kidney through blood, and it is eliminated in the form of urine. So that is the next function of blood. There is also one more function about this blood, that is, in the blood we already studied that we have certain type of cells. Actually we studied that there are 3 type of cells. In that we know what we studied, the function of WBC. The function of WBC is to kill the germs that is coming to our body. So this WBC in our blood, and the other function we are saying about the blood is that the blood will kill the germs that is entering to our body, which means that the WBC present in our blood will kill the germs. Kill the germs that is coming to our body, and thereby it will protect our body from diseases. This is the next function. So you want to study all these functions, and this is a important thing, that the function of blood. So this is all about blood. Now we want to study about the blood vessels. So that is the next topic. Blood vessels. What is this blood vessel? You already know that this blood vessel is there in our circulatory system. So now the question is, how we can define these blood vessels? These blood vessels is that the tubes or pipes through which blood flows. So we can define these blood vessels as tubes or pipes through which the blood is flowing through our body. You know, this blood is continuously flowing through our body, and they are flowing through certain tubes or pipes, and they are called blood vessels. Now the question is, how many type of blood vessels are there in a human body? There are 3 types of blood vessels are there. There are 3 types. The first one is arteries. The first one is arteries. The second one is veins. The second one is veins. And the third one is capillaries. So there are 3 types of blood vessels in a body. The first one is arteries, the second one is veins, and the third one is capillaries. So now we want to study each of them in detail. Now we want to look what is this arteries and what are the difference between these arteries, veins and capillaries. All these we are going to discuss. So the first we have to discuss about arteries. Arteries. Now the question is, what is arteries? Arteries are the blood vessels that collect blood from heart to other parts of the body. So arteries are the blood vessels that collect blood from heart to other parts of the body. So that is arteries. So you want to define arteries, that arteries are the blood vessels that collect blood from heart to other parts of the body. Now the question is, what is veins? So we can conclude these arteries are, it is collecting blood from heart to other parts of body, other organs or other parts. The next is vein or veins. So how we can define these veins? Veins are the blood vessels that can collect the blood from other parts of body, to our heart. So veins are the blood vessels that collect blood from other parts of body to our heart. That is the function of veins. So we can conclude that the veins are the blood vessels that collect blood from other organs to heart. So that is about the veins. And we also have one more blood vessel, and that is capillaries. Now what is this capillary? Actually the term capillaries means that very tiny tubes or small tubes. So these capillaries are extremely thin blood vessels, extremely thin blood vessels, that are connecting our arteries to veins, So what is this capillaries? Capillaries are very small tubes or extremely thin blood vessels that connect arteries to veins, that are called capillaries. So this is all about the three types of blood vessels. The first one is arteries, that is just taking the blood from heart to other organs. What is veins? They are the blood vessels that collect blood from other organs to heart. And the third one is capillaries, and they are very tiny small blood vessels and they are connecting arteries to veins. Here you can see a diagram. So here when you observe, you can see a pink portion and blue portion. So this pink portion is indicating artery and this blue portion is indicating vein. And here you can see tiny tubes and they are our capillaries. So this is artery, this is vein, and this portion is capillaries. And this is a cell. This is a human cell that is there present in our body. So the thing is that the blood is coming through this artery and it will reach the capillaries, and thereby the oxygen filled blood is going to our cell. And after that the cell will contain carbon dioxide after some time, and that carbon dioxide will go out to this section of capillaries. That means then it will go to this vein and that blood will contain carbon dioxide. So this takes place in our blood vessels, and this is the function, and you please want to observe the diagram carefully. So this is about this area. Now we want to study the difference between the arteries and veins. Arteries and veins. The first difference is that here these arteries are just taking the blood from heart to other parts or other organs of our body. That is, arteries are collecting blood from heart to other parts of the body. And what about this vein? Vein is collecting the blood from other organs to heart. Other organs to heart. So that is the first point about the difference between arteries and veins. The second point is that about these arteries, it is having the blood which is rich with oxygen. Oxygen enriched blood. This is oxygen enriched blood. And what about these veins? That is carbon dioxide enriched blood. So the next difference is that in the arteries it is having the blood which is enriched with oxygen, and what about the veins? It is containing the blood which is filled with carbon dioxide. That is the second point. Now we are moving to the third point about the speed of blood. In the arteries, the speed of blood is very high. So the speed of blood is high speed. And what about the pressure? In the arteries, the pressure is also high. High speed and high pressure. So high speed and high pressure for arteries. And what about these veins? The speed and pressure of the blood is low. So low speed and low pressure. Low speed and low pressure for the movement of blood. That is the third point. Now the fourth point is that what about the walls of the blood vessels? So about these arteries, the walls are thick and more elastic. Walls are thick and elastic. Walls are thick and elastic. Then what about these veins? Walls are thin and less elastic than these arteries. So about these arteries, their walls are very thick and they are more elastic than these veins. And what about the veins? These veins walls are thin and they are less elastic than these arteries. That is the next difference. And the final point is the position of these arteries and veins. The position is that this is deeply seated. These arteries are deeply seated. And what about these veins? The position of veins are not deeply seated. So these all are the differences of arteries and veins. The first point is that the arteries are collecting blood from heart to other parts, and about these veins, they are collecting blood from other organs to our heart. The next point is these arteries having the blood enriched with oxygen, and here it is having carbon dioxide. The next point is that it is having high speed, that is the blood is having high speed and high pressure. About the veins, the blood is having low speed and low pressure. The next point is that their walls are very thick, that is the arteries walls are very thick and elastic. And about these veins is that their walls are thin and less elastic. And the last point is that the position of these arteries and veins, that is about these arteries, they are deeply seated and these veins are not deeply seated. These are all the difference of arteries and veins. Now I am going to give you a small activity and you have to do it for your next science class. That is, you have to measure the pulse. You have to measure the pulse of your body and the family members in your family. So, you want to measure pulse. Now the the question is how we are measuring the pulse of a person without any other devices. We can simply measure it using our hand itself. So for that, just take the middle finger and index finger of your right hand and just hold your hand at your left hand like this, at this side. When you no need of putting so many pressure, just simply touch you can feel, what you feel? You are just feeling the movement of your blood vessels. So this is actually you are feeling the pulse. You are feeling the pulse. Now the question is, what is pulse? The pulse is actually the movement of blood through our blood vessels. So we are measuring the pulse in a duration of 1 minute. That is how we are actually saying about this pulse. So for that, you are just holding your index finger and middle finger on your hand and hold it for 1 minute. How we are identifying it for, actually we are measuring for 1 minute? It is very simple. You can use a watch or clock to identify the time. Just take a watch or clock and look for it. And you just start to count when the second needle will start the counting from here. And when it will complete a full rotation, then it is of 1 minute. So just look on the watch or clock and continue counting the number of beats that you are feeling in your hand. That's how we are measuring the pulse. So first of all, you want to measure your own pulse. Then you want to just measure the pulse of all the members of your family and just note it simply. And also you want to do one thing. After measuring this, you are just measuring like simply sit and measure the pulse of your body. Now you want to do that, just run through your home for 2 minutes. Now the same thing you have to look what is the pulse. That is, you just want to measure after running, you just count the number of pulse on your body. So after that, you just observe what is the difference between the pulse before run and after run. So that is the task for you for the next day. You just do it and come for our next class. So it's enough for today. Please read your textbook 3-4 times and we will meet in the next class.